Can we talk? I want to talk about something that I saw the other day that just is a poor reflection of our urban schools. The star scores were out, and to my surprise, once I did my research, I found that there are schools in the state of Texas that were once underperforming and now they are out of underperforming. They are getting letter grades of A's and B's. I'm talking about Houston ISD. I'm talking about Aldine ISD. I'm talking about all of those, Dallas ISD, all of those districts that have struggled. They are making progress. Even the schools that were just really close to making a B, and they're now a high C. They are really making progress. So let's just quit passing along these negative things about our urban schools in Texas because it's just not true. But what really got my attention? The other day I was just going through my TikTok and I came across a video that I want to share with you that we just need to talk about. So let me pull this up and let you look at it and see how you feel. Okay.
Well, I give a 70 in a heartbeat. My nickname is the 70 man. I don't care. I give it out. There you go. 7. There you go. There you go. Put that in your pocket. Take that with you. I don't even look at the grade book. I close my eyes. 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. Return 7.
Okay, let's try that again because we are on live. So, anything can happen on live. So let's try that one more time.
Well, I give a 70 in a heartbeat. My nickname is the 70 man. I don't care. I give it out. There you go. 7. There you go. There you go. Put that in your pocket. Take that with you. I don't even look at the grade book. I close my.
One more time.
Well, I give a 70 in a heartbeat. My nickname is the 70 man. I don't care. I give it out. There you go. 7. There you go. There you go. Put that. Well, I give a 70 in a heartbeat. My nickname is the 70 man. I don't care. I give it out. There you go. 7. There you go. There you go. Put that in your pocket. Take that with you. I don't even look at the grade book. I close my eyes. 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. Return 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70. Y'all gonna be singing that song tonight. You can have that, baby. That's yours. That belongs to you. That 70 is yours. I give them out so fast, you think I'm auctioning off 70s. Everybody got a 70. You got a 70, boy. You got a 70, buddy. You a girl. You got a 70, girl. You ain't got no 80, girl. You got a 70. That's what I God. You got a 70. Don't look at me like I'm stupid because you got a 70, girl. Go tell your mom. Go tell your mama. I don't care about your mom. Tell your mom you got a 70, girl. You got a 70. You got a girl. Hey, matter of fact, you can go tell your mom I should have gave her a 35. Gave you a 35 because she did half your homework. She got it wrong. 75. You got a 70. You got a 70. You got a 70. You got a 70. Everybody got a 70. 70 going once. 70 going twice. So to the class that didn't do no work.
Now, what do you think about that? I mean, at first I said, well, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but in reality, that is not funny. We, as educators in the urban schools, we have to put up with that. And when that popped up, because I've been the principal of an underperforming school, I had to fight against the stereotypes. And the only way we was just supposed to survive is that we lower our standards. We cannot lower our standards. But here's the thing, you have to start having a mindset of transformation and not a mindset of compliance. You know, that is something that I have seen so many times in our urban schools. Everything comes down from central administration. We have to do this. We have to fill this form out. We have to comply with that. We have to have our rigid schedule here. We have to have our kids quiet in classrooms. You know, I even noticed an interview of the Texas commissioner who came down to a particular school district, and they asked him, you know, just what did you see when you visited this underperforming school? And you know, he said, I saw, you know, I saw a little bit of everything. You know, I saw some teaching that, you know, just had holes in it. I saw students that were just, you know, in compliance. I saw that. But you know, I didn't see a lot of transformation. And that's what we are looking for. We are moving away from compliance and getting into transformation. So, how do we transform? How do we become transformed underperforming schools? We have to look at what we have, what we're doing, and listen to our teachers. We have to get together in our PLCs and present in PLCs. A short presentation. We have to put away all of the fright that we have about AI and learn how to incorporate AI into our lesson plans, AI into our instruction, AI into our classroom management. And I know that sounds far-fetched, but we're in the age where we have an AI right there in our classroom that we can call an assistant who can assist, especially our teachers who are new, especially our teachers who are adjunct teachers. They want to teach, they have a degree, they don't understand pedagogy. They don't understand classroom management, except that, oh, heave ho, I'm going to put you out. That's one thing that my principal says, that at my school, if you act up, you know, you are put out for 3 days. Okay, so let's analyze that. You put them out for 3 days. Okay, all right, that's exclusionary. Boy, I tell you, you run a tight school. You don't put up with foolishness. But let me tell you the backstory about that. You're sending kids home for 3 days. What do they do? What do they learn when they're home for 3 days? What's going to change their culture at home for 3 days? Well, true enough, you know, we'll say, now I can teach in my classroom, but we have to come up with other things to do to transform our schools besides that exclusionary discipline. Just get them out of here. Get her out of here. We have to be able to teach. And that's something that we as principals are going to have to be able to share with our teachers. You know, I'm just saying, you know, can we talk? Can we talk about this? You know, a lot of our new teachers and our new principals in our underperforming schools, we're not just looking at the data. We're looking at everything behind the data. That's where the transformation comes in. Everything that's behind the data. Okay, so you have this one teacher, 65% of her kids on a formative assessment, you know, excelled. But what about the other 35%? What is happening there? Why aren't we digging deeper to find out what is going on? What I'm suggesting to you, besides just your regular old discipline, I'm asking you, have you ever thought about a coach? Have you ever thought about a mentor? Somebody who can help you as the principal? Somebody who can sit next to you and guide you? Have you ever thought about that? I know that you have things that you want to focus on your campus. Identify the focus. Your first focus may be that, you have quite a few adjunct teachers. Your second is that tutorials. We're having issues with that. Either kids are not going to tutorials or teachers can't stay for tutorials. And then you have classroom management. Classroom management is always going to be an issue. I don't care what school district you're in. And then for a lot of us, we have our teachers who we need to acclimate to our culture. Those teachers who have come from other countries. They are very knowledgeable. They know their content. They know the pedagogy, but they just don't understand the culture. That's the kind of things that you get a mentor or you get a consultant to assist you because they can see things up close that you just don't have the time to do it. You just need support. Have you ever seen a team without a coach? And I say to you that your school is a team. I hear a lot of you saying that your school is a family. And, I beg to differ with you on that. If you have a family, that means that you get an opportunity to choose who's going to be a part of your family. I didn't have a chance to choose whether, I wanted my brother to be a part of my family. He was just there. I didn't choose him. My family wasn't in the mode to win. A team is in the mode to win. My family would try to help my brother. He didn't need help. Mama would go to the school, or he didn't want help. She did all that she could. But that was the family. In family, you protect each other. In a team, everybody has to be on the same page. The purpose of a team is to win. And if you are sitting on that sideline and you are not an asset to that team, then you have to go, my brother, my sister. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about transformation. We're talking about changing from hanging on to those old ways to moving on to new things. We're talking about a flexibility in your schedule. Get with your supervisor. Get with your central administration. Tell them, based upon your data, this is what we need to change. And then change it. Transform your school. And we will not accept the comedy. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. I'm gonna give you a 70. I'm gonna give you a 70. I'm gonna give your mama 35. I'm gonna give you 35 because the homework that she helped you with was wrong. But I'm gonna give you a 7. I'm gonna give the whole class a 7. All that does is perpetuate that image of underperforming schools. And I just want to say the data is out there. In the state of Texas, our STAR data for our urban schools have gone up. So I want you to reject that compliance mode. It's a compliance trap. The trap of just, handing out grades just because, they say that everybody has to have a grade. Everybody, expect everybody to be given, a 50. Everybody's going to be given a 70. Or in some school districts, they say give them whatever they make. And let's address that as well. Let's give them whatever they make. So they make a 35, and you average that out. They got to make some hundreds somewhere in between. And if the student is already struggling, I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, those hundreds ain't coming. So you're going to give them what they make. They make a 35, give them a 35. That's what they did. That's what they get. The schools that are transforming, they have a different idea. They have a different take on that. They have a contrarian take on that. Why is that student making a 35? Let's go back to the exit ticket. Let's go back to that classroom where that student is. Let's look at the pedagogy. Was the objective learned in that classroom? Was there some classroom management that needs to be addressed in that classroom? In that classroom, do we have things that we do every day the same way? Do we walk into the classroom the same way? Do we do our journals when we walk in? Do we know where the journals are? Is it done in an orderly way? Do you do your bell ringer? Everybody knows what to do, what the expectation is. And then when things get out of order, do you and the students know what to expect? And, I'm just saying that, the lie, it's a lie that the urban schools just keep getting stuck in. They keep getting stuck in an improvement plan. We don't want to improve. We want to transform. Urban schools want to transform, not improve. So, don't claim that narrative about urban schools being, the schools where they just give out grades. So, here's my challenge to you. Let the outsiders write that story about your underperforming school. I want you to go to the notes on this page, and I want you to join our Principals on the Come Up, where this is what we talk about daily. Principals on the Come Up. And I want you to go to LinkedIn on the show notes and get the newsletter. Principals on the Come Up newsletter. You need to lead with vision. You need to lead with courage, principals. And you need to lead with community. Vision means that everybody understands just what we are supposed to be doing in this school. Everybody understands that we don't yell at kids. Everybody understands that we want 100% transformation this school year. The vision may seem impossible, but that's what we're working towards. We're working towards a vision where every student succeeds. And then we're looking at you, principal, to have the courage. To have the courage to say, I'm just doing compliance. I'm not transforming anything. That schedule, that cafeteria schedule, that's the cafeteria schedule that was used before you got there. And I'm not saying change things just for the purpose of changing. Look at that cafeteria. Look at that cafeteria schedule. Is there any transformation that needs to be made there? Something as simple as that. How about the people who are on your leadership team? Do you have teachers who are on your leadership team? Or just you and your administrators? Do you have your instructional coach on your leadership team? They will tell you. They will make recommendations. You have to be courageous enough to say, I may be violating, one of the things that is a requirement, but my teachers say, this is what we need to do. Then I have to have courage enough to say, well, I'm going to go on and try that. I'll tell you a story of when I first became principal of an underperforming school. My teacher said that they had found this training and they wanted to go to the training. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to go on and submit a request for our teachers to go to this training. It's during the school day, but the last time I checked, my school was the lowest performing campus in that district. And one of the lowest performing campuses in the state of Texas. So I went to my supervisor who brought me to the superintendent, and I request that my teachers go to this training. And the reason I had to request it through the superintendent is because they said that they didn't want teachers leaving the school during the school day because we had problems with teacher attendance. And my response was that my school was low performing. That's why I'm submitting this request. Well, I submitted the request and it was denied. And I went back to my teacher and my teachers and I said the request was denied. And my teacher asked me, so what are you going to do about it, Dr. Pope? Hey, that's a transformation piece right there. What am I going to do about it? Do I just comply with the no and say, well, we're just going to have to do something else? Or do I have courage enough to go to my supervisor, to my superintendent, and say, I request my teachers to go? And when I get a no, and when I got a no, I told them the last time I checked, my school was the lowest school in the district, and we needed this. If they were expecting us to turn around, this is something that we need. This is not just a nice idea. Well, to my surprise, the superintendent said, yeah, go ahead. Did that take courage on my part? Absolutely. Could I have just gone and complied the first time they said no? Yeah, I could have done that. But as a principal who is transforming a school, you do things differently. I'm not saying don't comply. I mean, all of us have things that we have to comply with. But when we get down to the nuts and bolts of transforming our school, compliance is not going to be the way to get it there. So, you know, what I just did, I just had a mentor conversation with you. I just spent the past 20, 22 minutes as a mentor with you. We're learning to rewrite the narrative about our urban schools. We're learning that we have to transform and not comply. So, join my Facebook group, Principals on the Come Up. Go on and subscribe on LinkedIn, Principals on the Come Up. And you can see that we, as principals of underperforming schools, we need to be transforming, not compliance following. So, Principals on the Come Up, that's who we are. Principals on the Come Up, where we transform schools into hallelujah success stories. We'll see you next time.